right. Yeah, this is where the music is playing right here. Hey everyone, welcome to Hey, welcome to the Cardassians. Rob isn't here yet, which is super weird.
We killed him.
We took him out. It's just Joe and Nick right now, and Rob is running behind, but he's coming. And this is but welcome to this special Keeping Up with the Cardassians episode. As you know, we're a podcast focused on pop culture news, including comics, movies, TV shows, games, and more. Currently, we're working our way through Season 4 of Battlestar Galactica. And this week, we're actually taking a break from episodes because Joe is sick of giving them all 8s and 9s. And he wants a break from that. I know.
This is the best, worst show ever.
It's the best, worst show ever. So we're going to take a break from it this week, partially because it's Labor Day coming up. And we know you're all going to be barbecuing and grilling and enjoying time with family.
And not listening to our podcast.
And not listening to our podcast. But also because we have a special announcement. And really, Rob should be here. I know, Rob should be here for this announcement. But when he gets here, we're going to sing his praise for this because he did a great job.
Let's shit talk him while he's not here.
Let's do it. Let's just say hey.
Because he doesn't listen. He doesn't listen to the episodes. You know that.
No, right? He doesn't. So if you all have issues with Rob, now would be the time to phone in and tell us those issues.
If you listen to this show for any amount of time, you shouldn't have any trouble coming up with a laundry list of issues. A
big old list of reasons to have problems with Rob. I mean, it's just obvious.
Punctuality, number one.
Punctuality is one of them. Yeah, we said this was supposed
to... he'll hate that.
Yeah. Oh, we're going to have to give him a hard time about that.
Oh, yeah.
Because we said we were going to start this at 4, and Rob said, I'll be there as soon as I can, which to me, that means he'd be at like 4:05, right? But no, we're approaching 4:15, and the man has not arrived yet. But anyways, so we have a special announcement today. Joe, do you want to take away the special announcement?
Sure. So we've been doing Patreon for what? Almost 2 years or so?
Almost 2 years, yeah.
And I want to say we have close to 30, I don't know the exact number, close to 30 some episodes of audio, and we've done a number of videos, or we've done a number of mockumentary style releases. Mm-hmm. And this is the newest one. We've ratcheted it up each time. So we started with what did we start with? The Top Pod, which was fun little video, and then we decided to do the Toy Time with Joe music video. We shot a music video for a ridiculous song that we all recorded.
Yep.
And now we are, I believe it's live as of this past Thursday. We are releasing Behind the Pod, the story of keeping up with the Cardassians. In the style of the old VH1 documentary, Behind the Music.
Oh my gosh. And I used to love the Behind the Music ones. Those were great. Did you ever watch those?
All the time. I watched just about every single one.
Do you have a favorite one?
I don't have Metallica was a great one. That one always sticks out to me.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't remember a lot of them though. I watched all of them. I loved them because I love that style of documentary.
I did too. And the newer they got, they were getting into like the more modern pop bands, which I didn't really care for. But I kind of pulled up some of the Behind the Music. They like the very first Behind the Music was Milli Vanilli.
Oh, yes. That was so sad. And that was before either of them died. So they were both alive, I believe.
Yeah.
When that was done.
Yeah. And Milli Vanilli was 1. MC Hammer was 2. Boy George was 3. Fleetwood Mac was 4. My goodness.
Home runs.
Yes. All home
still not
runs
as good as ours, but still good.
No, still not as good. And then they kind of took a little bit of a drop off after that. You know, they get but there's still some good ones. But so anyways, Behind the Music, if you don't know, VH1 show where it followed the musicians from their rise from, being garage band musicians to all the way to the big famous musicians, and a lot of the times talking about their downfalls.
It was generally bands that had some sort of turmoil. I mean, Fleetwood Mac is one of the all-time famous bands turmoil. Yeah. I mean,
they wouldn't be a hit.
Has a better album ever come out from turmoil than Rumors?
Well, that's the thing. Like, it was totally worth it for them, right? It's kind of like musicians
commercially. Yeah, I mean, they made tons of money.
Yeah, it's kind of like when you talk about musicians with drugs, right? Like, a lot of the time, their best music comes when they were doing drugs, because that's just something about the creative process. And sometimes the best music comes out of pain, which is a great example with them, and also, Foo Fighters more recently did that, right? Or even you think
I would love a Behind the Music of Foo Fighters.
Oh, there's going to be one. They had their documentary that was a couple of years ago. I can't remember what it was called, but it was pretty solid. But it'd be interesting.
That's not Sound City, was it?
Wasn't Sound City, because that's when they travel around. I think it was Wasting Light. I think it was basically a documentary on the making of Wasting Light, but it became like a documentary on the band.
Okay.
Wasting Light. Oh no, it was called Foo Fighters Back and Forth.
Okay.
So it was the band's history and the recording process for that Wasting Light album. So all this is to say, we have a Behind the Pod that's coming out, and this is why I wanted Rob to be here for this. He's on,
because he was really the brainchild.
Yeah. If it wasn't for Rob, there's no way this would have happened. He put a lot of time, and maybe it's best that he's not on here for this, because he'd be like, nah, it wasn't.
I know. He's like, no, it wasn't that much work. It was, but no, so we came up with the idea. Every time we have an idea, once we complete it, or even before we complete it, because even when we were in the process of finishing and finalizing Behind the Pod, we have ideas in the can. Like, not in the can, but we have ideas in the hopper. Like, we're always working on things that we want to do for Patreon. And this was no different. So we've been working on this for months and months. And Rob did a lot of the legwork of contacting people to be in the mockumentary, and writing the script, and putting boots in our ass to get our stuff recorded, and piecing it together and doing all the video. And so he really did the lion's share of the work.
For
this.
Yeah, he easily did 95% of it. I mean, he got at least 15 other podcasts and people to be a part of it. And he had some famous Star Trek people appear in the podcast. So it's pretty cool.
So I mean, do we want to spoil who's in it?
No. You have to sign up for Patreon to do that.
Okay.
You have to sign up for Patreon.
I just wonder if this is going to go in their their filmography credits.
Their IMDb credits. Hey, remember that time that Johnny Frakes was in a podcast for... No, Johnny Frakes is not in the Behind the Pod. Hey,
don't spoil it.
Oh, yeah, that's technically a spoiler.
But it is somebody who has been on our podcast before and who has been in Star Trek.
Yes, exactly.
Agreed to be in a mockumentary video.
Oh yeah, and totally knew the style we were going for, and was totally okay with it.
That was super cool. I was not expecting anybody of note to say yes.
Well, the person who said yes is probably one of the greatest people ever, though. I mean, honestly, just from experiences we've had with them. So I'm glad they agreed to do it. But we really, I mean, that's a big reason why we're having this podcast today for you, is we really want to push you guys to all sign up for Patreon. And we are excited about what we put on there. Like Joe said, we have 30-something episodes on there, and you can join Patreon for as low as $2, which is really cool. $2 gets you access to all that extra material. So think about $2 a month. That's $24 a year. It's not very much. And that allows us to continue creating fun new content for you all.
Because we have fun things we want to do.
Yeah, exactly. We got a really good Christmas idea we're working on right now. Yeah. We're starting to work on, and so it's pretty exciting.
We're revamping this is the relaunch of our Patreon. So we've been doing it for a couple years. I think we all feel it's gotten kind of stale the way it is. And I think from us discussing it, we want to provide the correct amount of value, that because everybody is spending the money that they work hard to earn, right? Yeah. And I don't want us to feel like we're under delivering, or that we need to just do stuff to get it out so that at least Patreon has stuff. I want everything that we do to be of quality and to be worthy of being put on Patreon and being worthy of being paid for.
Yeah. We actually did record an episode one time where after we got done, we're like, yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, that was terrible. Let's read it.
We're like, no one wants to pay for that. Let's get rid of that one and start over. And we did.
Yeah. So we're relaunching. We're only going to have 2 tiers. $2 tier and a $5 tier. And the $2 tier, like Nick said, is going to be access. You get access to our Patreon, and it will give you everything that we have now, plus everything that we ever do in the future on Patreon. And there will be audio only. There will be videos. There will be there might even be like text posts, maybe surveys of what we should do, interaction things. So there's a lot of things that we have ideas for and planned for Patreon. Right. And for as little as $2, you can get access to all of it. Yeah. Now for $5, you're going to get access to all of that. Plus you are going to get a t-shirt. We're working on merch. A show that's been around for as long as we have that has absolutely no merch is probably a sin in the podcast world.
Right.
But that's something we're working on now. We're going to work on getting out quality merch, t-shirts. Yeah. We've had mugs and stuff in the past. That stuff's going to get a redesign. We're going to work on stickers. So these are things. You'll get a t-shirt and you'll get another piece of merch, a surprise piece of merch.
Yeah.
For $5. So you'll get the $2 tier plus a shirt and a surprise piece of merch from us.
Yes, absolutely.
And those are the tiers. That's what we think is appropriate, and that will allow us to continue to provide quality content on Patreon.
Absolutely. So, I mean, we really want you to sign up for it. Like we said, there's good, funny stuff on there. If you can't stand us and you watch our podcast, man, there's some good stuff on there that would give you some ammunition against us. So I encourage you to check it out. It's definitely worth it. Worth it.
I think we've talked about it on our regular show, but some people might not make it that far. Some people listen to us for our rewatch, and some people listen to us for our pop culture stuff in the beginning, and they don't listen to the rewatch.
Exactly.
And a lot of times we plug our socials and our Patreon at the end. So some people might not know that we have Patreon.
Gosh,
some people might not know where to find it. So it's patreon.com/keeping up with the Cardassians. And you can go there, and there's a treasure trove of stuff. I don't know how.
Would you call it treasure? I don't know if I would call it treasure.
I know,
but it's stuff.
And on it, I think what Nick was, and to piggyback on what Nick was saying, on the other side though, if you do like us and you would like to get to know us a little more, I think Patreon is a great way to get to know a bit more of our personalities that a little bit peek through on our show.
Yeah.
And sometimes we talk nerd culture stuff on Patreon, but a lot of times it's just random stuff. We have a series called Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
Yeah. Where it's just what's going on in our lives.
Yeah. Life updates. Yeah. And you get to know us as not as the hosts, but as Joe, Rob, and Nick.
Yeah. And
I think if you're interested in spending more time with us, which, come on, who wouldn't be? I think Patreon is the place for you. And for as little as $2 every month, I mean, I think you're already there's inherent value there. So for $2 a month, you're getting everything that we've already done. And I think that's where the value is.
Yeah. 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 So we really hope you check it out. And I know this is a weird episode because we're not really talking any pop culture. There's not really much pop culture that I wanted to talk about today. We wanted to keep the episode short and sweet. And we don't have much. And it looks like Rob isn't going to make an appearance, which that's just sad.
Does this shoot this to the best episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians?
I think so. I mean, he's here technically because there's a little gray box that says Rob, and he for a second unmuted showed his video, and he was there, and then he disappeared. So work must have called his name.
No, I think he's listening for us to talk crap about him.
I would be,
and then he's gonna pop on
at the very end. That's what I would do. That's what I would do. But that's okay. Hey, Rob worked hard over the last couple of weeks to make our Behind the Pod. So Rob gets a week off. That's the way we're going to look at it. Rob worked hard. He gets... he's appearing right at the end. Here he is. Hey, Rob.
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
Oh, well. Look who decided to show up. We just filled
everyone in. So here's the bad news. We only have 5 minutes left till our Zoom is cut off because I use my free Zoom account. So shame on me.
We have one I pay for.
I know. But here's the good news. We told them about Behind the Pod and we've had response. Already 10 people have signed up just in this time. So people are excited about it. And we raved about you as well. And you weren't here for that, which is perfect because you would have thrown a fit.
I probably would have.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we sang your praises.
Bash. That fits.
Yeah.
The one thing that I did want to have Rob do is, Rob, could you rattle off some of the other podcasts that were involved?
Yeah, Hops, Geek. I'm drawing a blank.
Vampires.
Hops Geek News.
Yeah, thank you. Geek Freaks. Pods Like Us, Vampires and Vitae. It's Chloe Hill. It's Chloe Hill at Instagram. Wow, I'm drawing a complete blank.
I didn't mean to put you on the spot.
It's all right. It's been a long day. Watched Detroit quite a bit, which was great. And shit, I don't know. Bad Councilman is in there. Bridge Crew Band. Talk Punch. Just got acquainted with those guys, and they're pretty awesome. Duress Sisters up the south, and Victa Rex Games jumped in there, and that might be it, along with some other Instagram personalities that jumped in there and helped us out.
Nice.
What's Sean's podcast called?
Great Expectations, an X-Men podcast.
Okay, of course.
Naturally.
Yeah, Sean is he's the biggest Marvel fan probably on planet Earth. I would put him up against anybody.
Yeah,
he's up there. That's for sure.
Yeah, but it's truly it was truly one of the most fun. Like, I watched it and I cracked up. I showed it to my wife and her response, and she sent me a message from the other room. She said that was ... something ... So I'm like, I'll take that as a compliment. She loved it. She was a big fan.
Yeah,
that's what I'm going to assume.
And she's not wrong. It is something.
It is something.
Absolutely.
It is something. Yeah. But yeah, I mean that's all I got for you guys today. I got nothing else, and we got 2 minutes left.
Do we want to update? Do we want to update Rob real quick on the relaunching of Patreon?
Or is that a show meeting thing?
No, I like to surprise. I like to surprise him.
Yeah, do that.
So just to remind our fans, we're going to have a $2 tier, which covers all access to our Patreon material online. And then we're going to have a $5 tier, just a $2 and a $5 tier, which gets you access to all those things, but also gets you a couple sweet pieces of merchandise, like, for instance, a Cardassian shirt, a Cardassian sticker, and then what else did you say, Joe?
It'll be a shirt, and it'll be either like a sticker or a mug or some sort of surprise merch.
Yes.
Infomercial?
What was that?
Is this an infomercial?
It is an infomercial. Yeah. That's what this is.
Wait,
today.
There's more.
Yeah, they get an infomercial today. That was our goal, and we did it. It's Labor Day, man. The deal was for them to go out and have fun, but we wanted to at least catch up with them before they do so. Yeah. So that's where we're at. So
I like it.
I guess that's it for today. So make sure you're following us at Cardassians Pod. Make sure you're following us on Instagram at keeping_up_Cardassians. Make sure you're going on the TikTok because there's TikToks. We're on Facebook. We're on all those places. So make sure you follow us.
Call or text the show. You can call or text the show at 734-494-0980.
Do those things. So, folks.
And most importantly, patreon.com/keepingupwiththecardassians.
Yes, absolutely. So this was Nick and Joe and Rob for a check-in. And it was great to hear from you, or great to talk to you guys all, and have a great Labor Day. Bye.
But joke's on them, I'm into that shit.
I haven't missed a week since March.
Brave. What they did was just brave.
There were 5-year-olds flying everywhere.
There's plenty of groups out there that ask you to sign death pact.
So yeah, assholes, all 3 of them.
This is Keeping Up with the Cardassians Behind the Pod.
Fucking guys cut my segment. Toy time with Joe. Jesus Christ. Get all the toys in here you can.
I listened to them and they changed my life.
All I said to Nick is that he smells different when he's awake.
It was great. We were a hit right out of the airlock.
They and their show are absurd.
He had a vice. I mean, he was addicted. Worse yet, no one knew about it until it was too late.
So yeah, assholes, all 3 of them.
Mere weeks after the tragic events, the Cardassians surprised the world.